Hi and welcome, Martina here with another video for Crafty Meraki. Today I will be creating with the Love Note dies. This is the base of a little love note. The die has the measurements of 9.5 to 3.5 inches and the final project has approximately the measurements of 3.5 to 3.5 inches. When I've been thinking of this project and planning this video, I had the idea of a very cool black and white, more graphic look of a love note. But as it happens so often, I messed up during the process. But I, for one, I deeply believe in making mistakes and getting over them. And second, I totally believe it's all about having fun, enjoying the process, and being creative, and not about being perfect. And that's why I, decided to keep this video and share it with you, because probably one of you can take one of these tips for another project. I am stamping the big Penelope's Garden stamp with the Misty tool, and you see I didn't have a nice coverage of the black ink on my stamp. I'm now covering the whole still wet ink with clear embossing powder. This is a technique I use a lot when I'm stamping black because for one, I like it how it just raises these lines slightly, but also it helps to deepen or correct some of the mistakes you have in the stamping. And then I have die cut some of the hearts, which you can just glue on top of the other die cuts. And I'm again using the same Penelope's Garden stamp, and I am then using opaque bright white embossing powder on them. And you see again that I didn't cover the stamp well with ink, because you will see now that I have very splotchy lines of the white, which means the stamp wasn't nicely saturated with my embossing ink. And you see, I'm trying to add some more embossing powder and to saturate it, but it just, especially in the second heart, it worked so badly. But here's another fix. Just use a white liner, especially when you are using white embossing powder. This is a very easy fix, especially when you have somehow lines but just have these missing spots and splotches. This is the perfect way to just fill all these gaps, and I think you really won't see, if you don't have a very, very, very close look, you won't notice that there has been some construction work after you did the heat embossing. And so I'm just filling in the lines and making sure I don't forget anything. Then I'm going back to the base of the project, folding everything in, and I'm then gluing the upper hearts on top of the base hearts, which also helps with the not very perfect black stamping because a lot of it is covered. Just make sure that you glue everything nicely down, maybe press it down during the drying process so you have a nice result. I was thinking of adding something, and it came to my mind that on the All You Need Is Love stamp set, there is this unconditionally stamp. I just stamped it with black again and covered the black ink with clear embossing, and then just cut it down to size, and have been thinking of adding it on the outside of my project, but then decided that I want to hide it as part of the message inside of this little love note. And I think it's a very nice and special way to give a little note to a special someone. To make sure that not everybody gets to read what's written inside, I'm using a white ribbon and make a nice little bow tie just to make sure that everything is closed nicely. I think this adds a little more. It makes it, yeah, it gives the impression of a little present, which a love note also can be. And this is it. This is my little love note with embossing mistakes, which I think were nicely fixed. I really hope you like my project. Wish you a wonderful day. We see us. Bye.